So eto na. Pero bago ako magsimula, gusto ko lang sanang itanong, Sir Lacson, wala po ba talaga kayong nasabing bird? Kasi sabi ni Madam Kapunan, may nasabi daw kayong bird. Okay, I must admit, during the start of the impeachment, masyado akong disappointed, masyadong stressed out. Kasi ang nasa isip ko, somebody else might have represented BP Sara aside from Attorney Vinluan. Kasi napaka-vague at saka napaka-grabe yung mga ginagawa niyang pagtatanong at saka yung pagko-cross doon sa witness. Which is, sa bagay, hindi naman nga ako attorney. Pero para sa akin kasi, tinitignan ko yung path na yung daan na tinutungo niya. Kung paano bang, bakit ginanon, bakit ganyan. So, inaamin ko, nagalit ako. Gusto ko na siyang pasukin sa loob, tapos batukan. Inaamin ko, nandiyan naman yung isang video ko, nagalit ako, di ba? Pero in the long run, na-justify niya rin pala. Ganun pala yun. See, this is, yan yung parang concrete sample na an attorney should always be trusted kung ano yung gusto niyang strategy at saka kung ano yung daan na gusto niyang tahakin. Watch his parang ending statement.
In the discourse yesterday, talking about VP Sara's statements during the November 23, 2024 press con, Senator Judge Risa Ontiveros stated, and I quote, "None of these statements are proof that the Vice President actually contracted an assassin or hired one. She is absolutely right." She then asked the question, why are these acts impeachable? To this question, the prosecution responded, "We understand that these statements may not actually 100% prove that she in fact contracted an assassin, end of quote. Hence, the prosecution admitted that the video does not prove any fact other than its existence. In simple words, there is no proof of any contracting of an assassin. The prosecution's admission before this honorable court made the respondent's position clear. The prosecution has no other competent evidence to prove that VP Sara contracted an assassin. Ang testimonya ni Kalilong, gaya ng iba pang ebidensya kuno ng prosecution, ay hindi sapat para patunayan ang paratang na ito. Trying to prove this stretched narrative using a hodgepodge of materials is a waste of this honorable court's time and the Filipino people's money. Si VP Sara na mismo ang nagsabi na hindi assassin ang kinausap niya. This term only came from people who took her statements out of their proper context and tried to exaggerate them for what they really meant. The truth of the matter is this. She and her family were threatened. And while her response was unconventional, it was justified. What triggered her response was a question about Operation Romanov, which is the plot to eliminate VP Sara and her entire family. The NBI's own records prove this. In the minutes of the meeting of Dempsey Reyes' interview, he said, and I quote, "May press con kasi earlier than that, sabi niya, parang hindi lang niya gusto daw siyang patayin daw, according to her, ni Speaker. That was during a press conference the day before, November 2022. End of quote. During the virtual press con, Princess Maui mentioned Operation Romanov again, and even warned her about her safety. Reyes talked about it, Princess Maui reiterated it, but the NBI gaslighted it. When VP Sara uttered those words, she was not responding as Sara Duterte, the Vice President, but Sara Duterte, the wife, mother, daughter, and sister, who only sought to protect her own and her family members' lives. Operation Romanov is in place, and the threat against their lives is real. VP Sara became the target of unauthorized intelligence and surveillance operations by government operatives that exposed her family to high-level risks and security threats, thereby causing intense trauma and uncontrollable fear. Her homes in Davao and Manila were profiled, and this is proven by classified casing reports. Her trusted security personnel were removed. Her schedule of official functions, like the one in Naga, was leaked by intelligence agents, and her security was heavily compromised. In sum, the prosecution was right in using the term culmination. But the prosecution's interpretation is wrong. Rather, when VP Sara left the administration, she suffered various forms of threats and harassment for many months from the powers that be, and the culmination was her statement on that fateful early morning in November 2024. She didn't commit an impeachable offense. She drew the line in the sand and said, enough is enough. That is the meaning, and that is the context. Finally, as to the alleged grave threats and inciting to sedition, these are defined by the revised penal code and are punishable by prison correctional. Thus, these fall under the jurisdiction of the MTC or first-level courts. These charges are not other high crimes as contemplated by the Constitution as grounds for impeachment and are therefore not impeachable. After all, VP Sara was fighting two important battles that day. one against a threat to her family's life, and another against the life of the ordinary Filipino, constantly suffocated by the immense weight of corruption, which she talked about during the press con. She never incited sedition. She merely echoed the voice of ordinary Filipinos. Her message that day only reflected what was already in their hearts and minds. There was no betrayal of public trust. She actually upheld the people's trust as she spoke for and behalf of the people. Thank you, Your Honor.
Congratulations, Atty. Vinluan. Hindi mo lang ako napahanga, nakuha mo yung respeto ko. Kasi hindi mo lang nagamit yung sinabi ng hukom na i-apply mo pa yung mga dapat na talagang pagiging tao ni BP Sara sa sitwasyon na kung saan siya ngayon ay napapahamak. Kaya kudos sa'yo. This closing statement ni Atty. Vinluan, then I ponder, nag-isip ako, nagmuni-muni ako, bakit ba sobra akong stress? Might be kasi, parang nasa thinking ko, gusto ko nang mapalitan yung nakaupo. Kasi daman-daman na namin, taga-palengke ako at may palengke sa baba. Alam mo yun, kita ko yung ilang pera na lang yung hawak ng tao. Tapos pag namili sila, dati-dati yung ganyang halaga ng pera, ang dami na nilang bitbit. Ngayon, kung makikita mo yung bitbit nila is kakapranggot na lang. Hindi nasasapat pang 1 linggo sa ganung halaga. Aside from that, stress ako kasi tumataas lahat. Yung ating langis, yung ating ilaw, Meralco, pati yung tubig, lahat nagtataasan. Hindi ko alam kung anong rason kasi yung ibang bansa naman na i-maintain nila. Para kasi sa akin, kanya-kanya naman tayo, siya talaga yung better choice ko eh. Naramdaman ko yun sa tatay niya. So parang nagsama-sama na yun to the point na nagalit ako dito sa attorney na to. Attorney, sorry naman. Kiss kita. Pasensya na, hindi ba pwedeng nagmamahal lang kasi din sa pamilya Duterte kahit papano gusto ko kasi talaga si tatay digong at ayaw kong nakikitang inaapi yung anak niya kasi nag-iisa yung tao babae, tapos tignan mo ang dami-daming tao na pinagtutulong-tulungan siya. Nagets nyo ako 2 kapatid kong babae, makita ko lang nasaktan ng kahit titing na ang sama-sama, ang sakit-sakit ng loob ko, hanggang di man sinasadya baka makapatay ako. Kasi it's me. It's how I protect the 2 sisters. Kasi maaga kaming naulila. So assuming na parang, yun na rin yung parang tingin ko sa kay BP Sara. Na pro-project ko yung sarili ko sa kanya. Pero mo, ang lalaking tao, newscaster, comedian, sorry, basta ang lalaking tao, hindi biro-biro, evangelist, di ba? Oh, those are mayors, congressman, even the itong DILG ba yan? Tapos even the ombudsman, lahat inaatake siya. Pati now yung NBI. Asan pa siya? Kakabig ng lakas. 'Di ba? Sa kanino pa siya magtitiwala aside from the family na lang niya at saka siguro kami. Kami na naniniwala pa rin sa mga Duterte. Kami na naniniwala na pag naupo sila, may pagbabago na naman. Out of no reason, sabi ko nga, hindi naman ako purong DDS. Kaya kong hagkan si BBM, kaya kong yakapin si BBM kapag may maganda. Why not? I love his father. Diba? KBL ako. Oh, KBL ang mama ko. Purebred. Oh, I love his father. Yun nga lang talaga. Wala akong makita eh. Sa nangyayari, it's quite obvious. Diba? Ewan ko lang kung bakit may natitira pang mga nagbubulag-bulagan na hindi ko alam kung nagbabayad ba sila ng kuryente o may nagbabayad para sa kanila. Kung gumagastos o namamalengke ba sila. Hindi ko maintindihan kung bakit ganun. Diba? What do I mean? I see Sara as one of my sister. Na project ko sa kanya na she needs protection. A protection that cannot be provided anymore by the government offices. Tapos lahat pa ng mga medyo nasa tabi niya. It's either kinakasuhan, kinukulong, at kung ano-ano pa. So, taong bayan na lang talaga yung parang kinakatigan niya. And I'm one of them. So, I was thinking, di ba? If they are capable of throwing an ex-president of the Philippines na dati nilang kapanalig, dati nilang vinipraise, dati nilang pinupuri up high, magagawa din nila kay VP Sara. So, umiiral lang yung pagiging kahit bakla ako, lalaki pa rin ako. And bilang kapatid, there is parang an instinct o yung pagkukusang palo na gusto ko siyang proteksyonan. bakla pa rin ako. Pero, lalaki ang paninindigan ko.